and welcome back to Fab Little Dish, your ultimate spot for all things cottage, home decor, and so much more. And welcome if this is your first time joining us. If you love all things feminine, shabby chic, cozy cottage, French country, vintage Victorian, and so much more, just take a look at the channel, you'll see what we got. Then you're in the right spot. And I am so happy to have you here because today we're gonna be going on a very cozy cottagecore themed journey together, specifically in the kitchen. And we're gonna be going over my 7 tips for how you can obtain the cottagecore aesthetic within your own kitchens at home. And we're gonna be going over everything from what you should include on your thrift hunting list, so you know which pieces to keep an eye out for that I'm gonna be recommending for this style. And then also we're just gonna be kind of going over some inspiration tips and tricks and just sharing my own design style from my own cottagecore kitchen at home. So get ready to get your cottagecore on. But first, let's go ahead and just talk about what the cottagecore aesthetic is. And I just want to start off by saying I love this style. I think it is just really brings me back almost to a period of my childhood when I loved Anne of Green Gables and The Secret Garden. I still love all of those movies. And so I'm able to kind of embody that within my kitchen, and that just makes me so excited. And cottagecore is more than just a decor style. It's really a feeling that you embody, and it goes back to simpler times when we relied on candlelight and had less distractions and could really enjoy nature. So this style really focuses on elements of nature. So a lot of my tips are going to incorporate that, so be ready. Really, cottagecore is about embracing life's imperfections, enjoying the worn and weathered, giving new life to things. And I just love this style specifically for the kitchen because the kitchen to me is the heart of cottagecore. It is where this style truly can shine. And I wanted to do this video specifically on cottagecore kitchen tips because when I was talking to my friend about this, she was like, I don't even know where to start to decorate for cottagecore in my kitchen, and my mind started spinning and I started just listing off a whole bunch of stuff, and I thought this needs to be a video, especially just on its own for kitchen related cottagecore, because there's specific things that I feel you need to look for in order to really get this effect. But before I get started, please make sure to quickly hit that little subscribe button if you already haven't, especially if you're a regular visitor on the channel, because it really does help Fab Little Dish get in front of new eyes, and it helps me create more for you. So please make sure to do that if you already haven't, and make sure to give me a like and a comment and let me know what your favorite tips are or how you are thinking about using some of these tips in your own kitchens to really create the cottagecore aesthetic. So without further ado though, let's go ahead and get some tea together and let's go on a whimsical ride of exploring these 7 cottagecore kitchen tips. So my first tip is to do open shelving. Open shelving is huge for cottagecore. Not only does it provide great storage options, but it's really about showcasing everything from within your kitchen, within the heart of your kitchen. You're really letting that shine. And a great example of this is when people put put their spices in cute little glass jars and put them on spice racks or in little cabinets. That's a really good way to bring in the element of nature into your design. I have not done that yet because I have a fun spice rack project adventure thing that I want to share with you. See, it's so hard for me to keep secrets, and you're just gonna have to stay tuned. But really, this is just an opportunity to let your personality come through and display your knickknacks and your plates, teacups, anything that you have been curating. It is time to let it shine. I mean, I even have things hanging on my open shelving above me. So you want to hang stuff up too. So really just let your personality shine through whatever you display on your open shelving and create that sense of nostalgia and warmth and all those cottagecore vibes. My second tip is incorporating wood accents throughout. So this kind of depends on if you want to pick the darker colored wood or if you want the lighter colored wood. I have a mixture of both in my kitchen, but if you want more of the shabby chic cottagecore vibe, then you want to stick with the lighter colored wood. But if you want more of the traditional cottagecore style, you're gonna want natural colored wood. And I like the shelves that have the wood on them, and it just really brings it out immediately. You get that sense of nature, that rustic charm. There's so much about just having wood elements throughout your style that really give you a sense of warmth and coziness. I even have it with my candle holders that are by my sink right here, and when the candles are on, which they are right now, it just makes me want to bake a pie or something. Like or read a book in here. I honestly could sit up here and hang out all day. Like that's how much I love this kitchen and how cozy it is. Incorporating wood elements adds a touch of rustic charm to the space. Choose vintage wooden utensils, cutting boards, bowls, just anything to adorn your countertops and shelves, in celebrating the timeless beauty of natural materials, really. That's what incorporating the wood elements within this style really does, and it just brings home nature again. And my third tip is anything copper. So copper pots, copper pans, copper molds to hang on the walls, plaques that are copper, spoons, utensils, anything that you can find that is copper really is a way to bring in old world elegance, rustic charm, especially if it's used copper pieces that really tell a story with them. Creates this cozy amber glow throughout the whole space that is so cottagecore-esque, and you have to get anything copper. Now this next one is a particular favorite of mine because if you have seen my other videos on the channel, you know how much I love to hang vintage plates. It is a thing for me and I love it. And this style allows me to completely live out that fantasy in every single way and do it as much as I want, which is ironic because I actually have the least amount of plates hung up in here than in any other room right now. That is gonna change, but you can put them anywhere, and they really they're just cottage style in general. So that is why I have them throughout my French cottage themed apartment. And I love these as well because they also tell a story, I feel, each of these pieces, and you can pick different themes. So the blue and white patterns are gorgeous, and I love those plates. I actually always am on the hunt for blue and white pattern anything. So that is a beautiful theme you can do. You can do floral plates. I did a mixture here of colors that are kind of, they just go well together. I didn't want to do true all blue and white because I did have a lot of the natural wood elements in here that I just feel like these plates kind of brought out. But again, you can do whatever you want and make this your own. So any plates that you want to display. I've seen really cute vintage travel souvenir plates. So you can collect one from each of your favorite travels that you've been on and display those in your kitchen. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different ideas out there, and there's even just beautiful decorative plates that I find at estate sales that already have the backing on them. So I love vintage plates. They're always something I look for, and it's just fun to be able to create a gallery wall with them and just display them, even use them in your regular everyday use. That's another very cottagecore element to bring to the table when it comes to your vintage plates. And just when I was going to move on to the next tip, I did want to clarify that don't just stop at plates. Vintage dishes in general. So vintage cups, teacups, especially tea sets, serving dishes, just anything that is vintage that you can actually use is very cottagecore. And I think that you should look for that while you're thrifting, for sure. And the next one I'm going to share with you all is baskets. So specifically kind of wicker baskets or anything made with natural elements, or maybe that look like somebody handmade. I just think that these really bring a great rustic look to the space, and also again brings in kind of that simple nature inspired vibe. So you want to just like feel like you can pick up a basket and go run and pick flowers or have a picnic or that sort of thing. And you can do a lot with the baskets. You can have them displayed decoratively and stack them like I have here on top of my cabinets, because I think that it really gives dimension to that space up there. And you can also use them as storage. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with them. So I would opt for ones that have really cool designs, or I've also seen some really pretty hand painted ones. There's a whole bunch of different beautiful baskets out there. My grandma even has some big ones that she just kind of puts in a corner on top of each other to take up and fill some empty space in her room over there. So I love having baskets out. I think that they just create a cozy vibe as well for the cottagecore theme. And I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I'm seeing less and less baskets out when I'm thrifting. Let me know in the comments if anyone else is seeing that. Another one I've noticed is copper or brass candlestick holders, or gold metal candlestick holders. You used to be able to find those everywhere, and now they're like nowhere. I don't see them like I used to when I was thrifting. So let me know if anyone else is coming across that. I know every area is different, but I'm just curious. But that is my next tip, wicker baskets. And my next tip are textiles, specifically curtains and sink skirts. So really anything that you can incorporate to give the whimsy vibe to your kitchen, but specifically on patterns. You can do floral patterns, you can do gingham, stripes, solids, anything. Lace is huge, crochet, anything loved or that looks like it was handmade. Definitely display that out. And I love the lacy curtain look that I've seen a lot of cottagecore kitchens have. And it's a really cute element to use within this decor style. And specifically though, on fabrics and textiles and all that, sink skirts. Sink skirts, I feel, are a must for your cottagecore kitchen. I know people have mixed feelings about them. I understand, because they are kind of different, but I just think that they add that farmhouse element and that rustic French country look even. I love it. And I even created my own sink skirts through using pillowcases. They were vintage pillowcases I had, and I was able to kind of wrap them and fold them in a way that, and bunch them so that they look like so it looks like a sink skirt, but you can still use the doors and open them. So make sure to check that out. That's on my Cottagecore Decorate With Me video. So also it's linked below. If you haven't seen it already, you have to. If you haven't seen it, it's good. So sink skirts is a must. And then, like I said, lacy fabrics, crochets, beautiful curtains, all of that. Those are all within the cottagecore style. So I saved the best for last, and that is incorporating floral elements throughout your kitchen. So whether that is on fabrics, like I just mentioned in the previous tip, or if it is within actual florals, whether that be dried flowers or real ones preferably, or faux ones that look real, or just some greenery that you want to hang around. Like there's greenery right here that is strung within this candelabra. So there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do around florals and that kind of vibe, but I just think that this perfects the cottagecore theme. It gives that element of whimsy, of femininity, of loveliness and elegance. And I just think that it perfects the coziness that is within the core of cottagecore. You have to have florals, you have to, especially because it's so grandma-esque that anything you do get handed down or find is gonna have some florals within it. So if you don't like florals, then this is not the style for you. So also maximalism, that is this style in a nutshell.
So I guess that's a good note to end on. If you love everything maximalism, everything that is just cozy, I hope you enjoyed this video and all of these tips that I brought to the table for the cottagecore kitchen look. They're really easy to do, and I hope you have fun with them. So make sure to let me know in the comments below what your favorites were. If you are going to be incorporating any of these tips within your own decor, please let me know, and let me know what you plan on doing. I love being inspired by hearing what you all are doing in your own homes. But until next time, thank you so much for joining today, and I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your cozy little days. Stay lovely, my friends.